Welcome to Echoes of History, where we revisit the past, not to admire it blindly, but to question it honestly.
And today we're talking about a man who discovered a continent that was already full of people. So let's start with the question everyone asks. Did Christopher Columbus discover America?
No. Millions of indigenous people already lived there. Complex societies, trade networks, culture.
So what did he discover?
He reached the Caribbean in 1492, believing he had found a western route to Asia.
And he was wrong.
Completely wrong. He underestimated the size of the Earth and overestimated the distance to Asia.
So history changed because of a mathematical error?
Yes. Sometimes world events begin with miscalculation.
Why did Spain support him if others rejected the idea?
Because Spain had just finished the Reconquista. They wanted wealth, trade, and religious expansion. Columbus promised gold, spice roots, and glory.
And he was persuasive.
Very. He framed his voyage as opportunity.
Tell me about that first landing.
He arrived in the Bahamas. He met the Taino people.
What were those first interactions like?
Initially peaceful. The Taino were curious and generous.
And Columbus?
He immediately noticed something else.
So from the beginning, it was about wealth.
Gold meant status, funding, royal support. In his journal, Columbus repeatedly asked about gold sources.
That feels cold.
Exploration and profit were deeply connected in that era.
But what happened next wasn't just trade.
No.
Let's talk about colonization.
Columbus left men behind to establish a settlement. On later voyages, he brought more ships and more men.
Rae, not just explorers.
Mars, soldiers.
Rae, what changed?
Mars. The focus shifted from discovery to control. Mars. Forced labor systems. The encomienda system required indigenous people to work in mines and plantations.
For gold.
For gold.
I've read about brutality.
There are documented accounts. Severe punishments for those who failed to meet gold quotas.
Such as?
Mutilation. Whippings. Executions.
Gold was worth more than human hands.
To many colonizers, yes.
Was Columbus personally responsible?
As governor of Hispaniola, he had authority. Reports from both settlers and clergy described cruelty and disorder.
So it wasn't just modern criticism.
Number. Even in his own time, complaints reached Spain.
And he was arrested, right?
In 1500, he was removed from his position and sent back to Spain in chains.
That's dramatic.
Very. But he later regained some titles, though not full authority.
Let's talk about the bigger impact.
The Columbian Exchange.
Explain that simply.
It was the transfer of plants, animals, people, and diseases between Europe and the Americas.
So not just violence, biology.
Yes, Europeans brought horses, wheat, and livestock, but they also brought smallpox and other diseases.
And indigenous communities had no immunity.
Which led to catastrophic population decline.
How catastrophic?
In some regions, up to 90% of the population died within decades.
That's not contact, that's collapse.
Disease did what weapons could not.
So how do we judge Columbus?
That's the difficult question.
Some see him as a brave navigator.
He was skilled. Crossing the Atlantic with 15th century ships required courage and knowledge.
But courage and cruelty can live in the same heart. Should we judge him by modern standards?
We shouldn't ignore the standards of his own time either. Even then, some condemned abuse.
So this wasn't normal for everyone.
Not. Moral debates existed even in the 16th century.
People still celebrate Columbus Day in some places.
Others observe Indigenous Peoples Day instead.
Statues come down, arguments begin.
Because Columbus has become a symbol.
Of what?
Exploration to some. Colonization and suffering to others.
Here's what troubles me. He didn't find a new world. He crashed into an old one.
And that collision reshaped the planet.
Trade expanded.
Empires grew.
Millions died.
Yes.
If If discovery begins with destruction, what exactly are we celebrating?
Perhaps not the man himself, but the global transformation that followed.
But can we separate impact from responsibility?
History rarely allows clean separation.
So what do we do with Columbus?
We study him honestly. We acknowledge navigation skill. We confront brutality. We recognize the consequences.
Not hero worship,
Not blind condemnation
just complexity.
and responsibility.
So here's our question for you. Was Columbus a courageous explorer shaped by his time?
Or the beginning of a long and painful chapter in world history.
Can someone change the world and still leave it wounded?
Tell us what you think.
Because at Echoes of History,
The past doesn't disappear.
it echoes.